My name is Ella. I am 10 years old and me and my family live in a homeless shelter. My family moved here when I was 6 years old so my dad could find work. When we moved to America, my dad got a job at a meat factory so he could support me, my mom, and my 3 sisters. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment all the way on the top floor. I had to share a room with my 2 older sisters, and my little sister stayed in my parents' room. 6 months ago, my dad hurt his leg and couldn't go to work anymore. My mom tried to find a job, but nobody would hire her because she couldn't speak very good English. A little while after my dad stopped working, my parents told me and my sisters we had to move. They didn't say why, but I could tell by their faces that it wasn't good. The first few weeks we moved around every night to places that would let us sleep there, and we ate all of our meals at shelters or soup kitchens. Finally, we got to move into a homeless shelter, but my parents said it will only be for a little while, just until we can get our own place again. This is no place for children, but me and my sisters are few of the many that stay here. Some are older than me, but most of them are younger, some that aren't even old enough to walk or talk. We spend most of our free time in the children's area in the basement. It has chairs for us to sit in and lots of books to read. I spend most of my time reading while my older sisters do their homework. I even read to some of the younger children who aren't old enough yet. My oldest sister is very smart. She's one of the top students in her class, and when she graduates next year, she hopes that she can get a scholarship to go to college. She wants to be a dentist. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up yet, but I want to do something that helps people. Sometimes I worry that me and my sisters won't be able to afford to go to college, and if I don't go to college, I don't think I will get a very good job. When I wake up in the morning, I look around the room. It is very small. It only takes me a few steps to get from the bed to the door. I look around. My parents and my little sister in one small bed, my 2 older sisters in the bed I just came from. There's not much else. A small dresser filled with clothes and a few of our belongings on the floor. I leave the room to go to the bathroom. I pass the family room and look outside the window. It looks cold and cloudy outside. I can feel the cool air creep through the cracks in the window. I remember one night right after we left our home, a night when the shelter was full and we had to spend the night on the streets. My parents found a bus shack for us to sleep in, but it was still too cold for me to fall asleep. When we got to the shelter, my parents said we won't be able to stay here for long, but we would until my dad could find another job. The people here are helping him to find a job. They helped him make a resume, and they gave him clothes to wear to an interview. He hasn't found a job yet, but my mom says we just have to keep our fingers crossed. I go back into my room, and the rest of my family is awake. My dad is making our beds, and my mom is getting out our clothes for the day. I help my little sister get dressed, and then I dress myself. I put on a new dress we got from the thrift store the other day. Every week my mom takes me and my sisters down there, and we each get to pick out something we like. Sometimes I wish I could wear the pretty dresses like the girls at my school, but my mom says we can't afford them right now. Once we are dressed, we get our backpacks, and my mom takes me and my sisters to school. When we are at school, my mom and dad look for jobs. After school, my mom picks us up and takes us back to the shelter. Me and my sisters go down and play in the children's area until my mom comes and gets us for supper. Supper time is busy in the shelter because lots of people come for food, even if they don't live in the shelter like us. I wait in line behind my sister, get my food, and sit with my family and eat. The food is hot, but I wish I could eat something else for a change. Today at school, I saw a girl with a big red apple for her snack. It looked so tasty. I haven't had an apple since we left our home. I haven't had any fresh fruit since we left our home. When me and my sisters are hungry, my mom takes us to the shelter's pantry to get a snack. But there's no fresh fruits or vegetables, only stuff that's in boxes and cans. After supper, we all sit in the family room along with some of the other residents. My little sister plays with the toys, my parents watch TV, and me and my older sisters play some of the board games that the shelter has had donated. Almost all the toys and books we have are donated by people outside of the shelter, and so is the food in the pantry. I think that's what makes me the happiest, to know that there are people who are willing to give so much to families like mine, even though they don't have to. Some days I get sad that we don't have a home, and I can tell that my parents are sad too. But I am glad that there are places like this one that give families like mine a place to live when they need it.